Hi everyone, this is Faye O'Neill, PDIP 3240, Assignment 5. What are the First Peoples Principles of Learning and who created them? The BC Ministry of Education partnered with FINESC to create English 12 First Peoples course. Elders, scholars, educators, and knowledge holders made up the advisory committee, Corona 2014. There are a set of education-related principles that intertwine the similarities of the ways of knowing and learning, commonalities in cultural constructs, and worldview among the Indigenous, Inuit, and Métis people of British Columbia. The FPPL was developed to guide the development of curriculum and teaching of the course, Corona 2014. Why is it important to use FPPL? Increased inclusion of Indigenous content into new BC curriculum, truth and reconciliation calls to action. Here is the poster of the First Peoples Principle of Learning. Learning ultimately supports the well-being of the self, the family, the community, the land, the spirits, and the ancestors. Learning is holistic, reflective, experiential, and relational, focused on the connectedness, on reciprocal relationships, and sense of place. Learning involves recognizing the consequences of one's actions. Learning involves generational roles and responsibilities. Learning recognizes the role of Indigenous knowledge. Learning is embedded in memory, history, and story. Learning involves patience and time. Learning requires exploration of one's identity. Learning involves recognizing that some knowledge is sacred and only shared with permission and/or in certain situations. How can we use FPPL? Here is an example on how educators can use FPPL every day in their classroom. The first paragraph is the principle. I will read the bottom two. Knowledge is shared through groups and people. Get to know the local First People in your area. Invite a knowledge holder to accompany you on a field trip. The second principle is on the top. I'll read the bottom two. Education and life are one. Heart and mind are connected. Form a healthy relationship between educator and students. Build trust. Third principles on top. I'll read the recommendation. One's actions can have consequences on family, communities, and/or land. Let students learn from their mistakes. Brackets, doesn't harm anyone. Fourth principle, I will read the bottom two paragraphs. Learning is the responsibility of the community. Responsibility also lies in the learner. Create an opportunity for family and community to be in your room and school. Fifth principle above, I'll read the bottom. Indigenous knowledge has existed for thousands of years and is connected to the land, water, animals, ancestors, and spirits. It changes with the environment. Allow yourself as an educator to become a learner and learn with your students. Principle on top, I'll read the bottoms. Oral tradition brought stories, lessons, history, and skills to learners. Wisdom is gained by listening. Explore local Indigenous groups and learn their stories. Teach their history. Teaching and learning is a lifelong process that needs to be nurtured. Revisit concepts multiple times, scaffolding learning to deepen understanding. One's identity is physical, spiritual, emotional, and mental. Allow students to express themselves through multiple learning opportunities. Respect some knowledge cannot be shared. Examples, stories, songs, ceremonies. Ask about local protocols. Remember that FPPL is more than implementing these principles into students' daily lessons. It's about using them also. Thank you for watching my presentation. I look forward to hearing back from you. Anu Nikit.